Graphs, Exam Preparation Questions, Part 3. Let's look at another example. The diagram shows the graph of y equals fx, where fx equals x squared minus 2 over x minus 2, and x cannot be 0 because if you divide by 0 there, it's underneath, it's divided, so it's undefined. Okay, so they give you the graph. And then they start asking questions on the graph. This is actually nice. So use your graph to find f1. Now, if you go to, let's just go to the graph. I just want to show you there. Okay. So if I go at f1, okay, let's just see here. It was f1. So the x value is 1. Do you see? Then basically, then you just go down, and then you go, as soon as you touch the graph, you go to the y-axis, and then you read it down. And that will be, let's just write it, that will be -3. I think I just typed it incorrectly here. So it's not 3, but it's going to be -3. Okay. Now they go to the next one. Now let's just first find the question. It's such a long question, so I just have to go back. Okay, so it's f -2. Okay, so you will first find, so let's just go to the graph again. It's just, unfortunately, I cleaned that. f -2, so, okay. So if I go to the first one there, so I'm just going to f -2. So first go to f -2, okay, and get that answer. So if I go there, do you see there? Can I just again draw a line for you? It's -2 where it touched the graph. Do you see there? I go to the y-axis. Okay, so then this, let's just get the pen correct. This becomes 3. Okay, do you see? So this is, so it's actually finding f3 now. Okay, so now I'm going to 3. Do you see there? So this becomes 3. So now I find f because it's f -2. So this becomes 3. So I'm basically finding f3. So then again, where it touch, I go up. And then as soon as it touch, I go to my y-axis. And if I read it down there, it looks like 6.2. Okay. Now, if I go, let's just see. Let's go to the previous one. So it's 6.2. But if I look at the answers, okay, it's coming from an exam paper. They said it could have been in the range 6.2 to 6.4. Can you see? They give you a little bit of a gap for the answer. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so now on the grid, draw a suitable straight line to solve the equation. Now, if you look at this equation, now it's always important that you first look at the original equation. Now, what was the original equation? There it was. There it was. Let's first write it down. -2 over x minus 2. Okay. Now, if I look at number B, I just have to first go a little bit down. Okay, and now I look at number B. So if I look at that equation, okay, I'm just going to make it a bit smaller that I can see all. Okay, so then it's going to be, and I'm going to go a little bit down again, it's going to be x squared minus 2 over x minus 7 equals -3x. Okay, so basically I can know first, because what I'm trying to get it to the original. So if I get it to the original, it's going to be x squared minus 2 over x. It's going to be -2. Okay, are you seeing? -5, and that's -3x. Okay, there is my original. Do you see that? So now I'm taking this to the other side. So I'm getting x squared minus 2 over x minus 2 is equal to negative 3x plus 5. So there is my 2. So this is my 1. This is fx. That's my original. Did you see how I break it down? And there is my other one. And my other one then, I just want to clean this. My other one is negative 3x plus 5. Okay, but let's first go. So on the graph, draw a suitable straight line to solve the equation. Let's just go first back to the sketch. Okay, I'm a little bit stretched out here in the question. Okay, so basically, can I show you? That's exactly what I did there. Did you see? So I was breaking it up. So this was, and then I think, I have a lot of printing mistakes here. So, it was negative 7 plus 5, okay? Or what I did in the previous one, I was breaking up it to negative 2, negative 5, okay? But then, basically, I got the same. After I simplify, and then I just add 5 on both sides, but then I add 5. So I did it a bit different, but at the end, I also come to negative 3x. Let's just go and see. Negative 3x. Where is it now? I'm looking for it. Okay. It's also coming to negative 3x. Can I just show you there? Negative 3x plus 5. Negative 3x plus 5. Finding that other equation. Okay. So basically, I just basically add 5 on both sides, whereby the other one I just did a bit different, getting it first on the left-hand side, correct. And now I'm going to create a table. Always good to have a negative, a 0, and a 1. And if I substitute it there, so it's negative 3 times negative, so it's 3 plus 5, and that's 8, and that's 0 and 5. And that is going to be negative 3 plus, and that's 2. Okay, and now I'm going to plot that points. Okay, so basically, this is what I did there. Can I just show you? I just plot that points to all three, and then I draw a straight line through and make the line long. Okay, let me just go back and see the question, because it's very important that you read the question. So, okay. They also wanted, on the grid, draw a suitable straight line to solve the equation. So let's just go. I just want to see. So it must then go basically from negative 3 to 3. So 3 is, so you can just extend that line. I would just extend that line a little bit. Okay. Okay, that is out of the graph. Okay, so basically now let's just go back to the question. So what is the question asking me after I draw the line? So on the grid, here it is. Yeah, it's back and forth. Okay, on the grid, draw a suitable straight line to solve the equation. Okay, so we did. Now, how do you solve the equation? So first, just by drawing a solve the equation. Line to solve the equation. Okay. And then, how do I solve the equation? Then I must still solve it. Let me just find it there for you. Okay, I first have to go to the graph. Now, how do I solve the equation? When it cuts there, where it cuts the graph, do you see? Can I show you the 2 points? It's cutting there. And it's cutting there. And then I'm just going to draw a straight line there down. Let's just make it ruled. Okay, so it's basically going to be there that I'm reading it down. And it's cutting here. Okay, so this one is just straight up. Okay, and then if I'm looking at this, I can make it a bit 0 just to solve, because they want me to solve it and I forget. So this is negative 1. So this will be negative 0.2. Okay. And this will be 1.678. Yes, 1.65. Yes, it can be 1.65. So if I go back to that, okay, I must just fill it in here. Okay, I forgot to do that. So that to solve the equation, you must also do that. So it was x equals negative 0.2, and the other one where it cuts was x equals 1 point, and I think 65. Now, if you look at the exam report, say for example, then it will say your answer, if your answer was between negative 0.3 to negative 0.2, then you were correct. Or if your answer was between 1.65 to 1.8, then you were correct. Okay, so be careful for this question. I didn't even type it in there. So they asked you not just to draw the line. So they asked you here, can I just go up? No, it's the previous page. They said, on the grid, draw a suitable straight line to solve the equation, and then solve the equation. Although I must say they didn't give you the answers really, but I think they could have made it in a first question and in the second question of B. Okay. Now, by drawing a suitable tangent, find an estimate of the gradient of the curve at x is equal to negative 2. Okay, so let's just go to negative 2. I first have to go to my graph. So negative 2, do you see here? I did that. So again, did you see my line there? There's negative 2. Do you see that? I don't know why it's not showing. There is negative 2. And then I draw the tangent there. Did you see that? Okay. And then I write my 2 points. So it's negative 2 and 3. And then any other point. So it's negative 1.5. And, you can just not see it very clearly there. But it's 1.2. Okay, there, 1.2. And now I'm just going to find my gradient. So let's just go. So if I'm finding my gradient, so these my 2 points. Do you see that? And then you can make this is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. Then it's the difference in y, so 1.2 minus 3. And then the difference in x, so because it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So then the difference in x, and then you just work it out, and you get negative 3.6. Okay. Now, if you look at the exam report, for example, they would say any answer between negative 4.5, it's actually quite wide, and negative 2.5 would have been correct. And can you see, mine is in that range, so it's correct. Okay. And then let's go to the next question. Okay. Okay, that was finished. That was to the next page. Let's just move up. So complete the table. Then I bring another table in, another function in, and it's from negative 3 to 3. So we're just going to substitute it now there in 2 to the power of negative x. Okay, I'll show you now. So I did it there. So if it's 2 to the power of negative x, I'm just going to show you one. So you're going to say 2 to the power negative 3. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 3, and that's 8. And then this one is 2 to the power 2, which is 4, and I just complete all. If you come to this one, let's just see which one was also empty. Say 2, this one. How did I come to this one? Can I just show you there? So when it was, the function was gx equals 2 to the power negative x. So if it's 2 to the power negative 2, then it's 1 over 2 to the power of 2, and that's 1 over 4, and it's better to work in a decimal, and at 0.25. Okay, so I complete the table. Then I go on the grid, draw the graph. Okay, so let's just see the graph. Okay, so basically, I just mark my points. Can I show you mark all your points because it was given the table. So I marked all my points, and then through all that points, I just draw my exponential function, and it's a negative one. Okay, and then they continue and they say, use your graph to find the positive solution to the equation. So they only want the positive where the two intersect. Okay, the two graphs. So basically, look at the, do you see the blue graphs? So if you look, there they intersect, but it's a negative solution. It's on the negative part of the x-axis. There they intersect also. So it's 3 places, but it's negative. The only one, and it's this one there, and I even want to clean this that you can see, it's there. And if you draw it down, there, and we just read it, okay. So this is 1 point, it looks like 7.5. Let's just see what did I write it. Okay. So basically, I'm just going to, I just want to quickly check if it intersect on a second. Okay, let's just see. Yes, it intersect there. According to me, it can only be that one. Okay, so basically, if I'm 1.75, it can also be 1.8. So if I just want to see what I wrote. Okay. Oh, I said 1.85. Let's just go and see why it was 1. Oh, yes, I can see. Because there, do you see? I'm going to make it bigger. Then you can see it better. Because there is 5, there is 6, there is 7, there is 8, so it's 8.5. 1.85. Do you see? There is 1.9. So basically, if I check what I wrote, I said 1.85. And if you look at the exam report, you will see they said 1.8 to 1.9. Then they took it as correct. Okay. Now, this is a very nice graph in the sense that they gave you the graph and you just answer from the graph. So you can be more accurate. Okay. So, and as I said, graphs is long questions. But they tend to asking the same things over and over again. So please put in time in graphs. It's really score marks in the examination. But I want you, let's just go. I want you to stop the video and I want you to do the diagram to do number 1. Again, you can continue the video as soon as you are finished. Okay, let's start with number 1. Try now 4. The diagram shows the graph of y equals fx from negative 5 to 5. And then they give you the graph. Okay, and then they start with the questions. Find f2. So the first question is f2. So the x value will be 2. So you take a ruler and you go at 2, and as soon as it intersect, you go, I'm just going to make it a bit bigger that I see better. So as soon as it intersect with the graph there, it's actually a bit down, and then I will just see if it's going to be like this, and then this one can go a little bit down. Okay. So if I look at this scale, then one small block is 0.2. So then I'm going to say it's negative 2.8. So let's just go there. And that is going to be negative 2.8. Okay, let's go to the next one, the next question. Let's just make it smaller. Solve the equation fx equals 0. It means just you're going to draw a line y equals 0. Now, although this is called the x-axis, this is also the line y equals 0. So basically, you're just going to look with this graph, and I want to take that ruler again. With this graph, cut the y-axis. Okay. And if you look, and I'm going to make it a bit bigger that you see better. Okay, so if I look here, I'm first going to read it to you. So this one is on -1, okay. This one is 1, there's 1.65, and then this one is 4.1234, 4.4, and let's just read it down. Let's just write it down. Okay, can you recall what I said? So the number B, so it's cutting, it's going to be x is -1 or x equals 1.65 or, and then the next one, x is equal to 4.4. That's my three values. Okay. And then I go on, solve the equation. Fx equals k has three solutions for this, where k is an integer. Okay, do you know? So no fractions. Find the smallest possible value of k. Now, if I can show you on the graph, it's basically, okay, I'm going to use lines on the graph to maybe illustrate this better. If you a line there, it's only cutting once. But as soon as you go there, it's cutting 3 times. So as soon as you go through that point, so I would say not at -9. Okay, let's just go back. If you look at -9, it's only cutting 1. But if you look at -8, it's cutting 1, 2, 3. Do you see? So it's basically from there, and then you can go -7, -6 on, and then I go up, you go on. Now again, if you cut, okay, if you draw the line there, it's only cutting once. But as soon as 7, it's a bit, but there, it's cutting 3 times again. But what is the question saying? The question is saying, okay, where is the question? There's 3 solutions. Find the smallest possible. So if I look, the smallest possible will be there. So what will it be if k, and let's just go and write it down, where k is equal to -8. Okay. So, and then the next question, let's go to the next question. On the grid, draw the line y equals mx so that fx equals mx has exactly one solution. Okay, so I must now go and draw the line so that if I draw the line, it only has one solution. So can I again just illustrate to you, and I actually don't like all these lines on my graph, so it's just to illustrate to you. Okay, so but can I show you again? Okay, now if they say, okay, I just want to make the rubber a bit bigger and then clean. Okay, that's clean. Now, if they say, and they said here, that it's going to be mx, so because it's, can I just show you here? Because it's y equals of fx, let's rather put it correctly, or fx equals mx. So the value of c is 0. So it means it goes through the origin. Okay, that you must see. So the best way will be to take a ruler. Now if you take a ruler and you put it on the origin, did you see there? But then you see it's cutting 1, 2, 3 times. And what they say, it must only cut once. So if you go, I'm just going to make it smaller. I just want to see my ruler. Okay, so if you turn the ruler, so that it only cuts once. Okay, so let's just see. It's still cutting 1, 2. Do you see that? But if you keep on turning it until you see it's only, so basically I must try to avoid this point here, the first point. So let's just see if I put it there. Yes. So any line that you draw, I'm just going to make it bigger to see if it's going through the origin. So basically, if you look there. So if you were drawing the line, say like this, it's 100% correct. Or if I could have also, can I just make it smaller and just show you? If you go and you draw the line, even, okay, be careful, I'm going a little bit back. So as I said, as long as it's going through the origin, and I'm just checking my origin every time to see that I go through the origin. Okay, there. So any line like that, the only important thing is that it must only, so let's just draw it here. Okay, I just want it, didn't go nicely now. Let's try it again. Don't know why it's not drawing. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. So if it's just going through the origin, there it's better. Okay, through the origin, and it must only cut it once. Okay, so it's all about the gradient of this line that you must turn it towards that. And let's just see if that was our final question. Let's just make it smaller. Okay. So on the grid, draw a line. So it's going through that is exactly one solution. And what was this solution? If you take this, I just want to take the ruler away. Then you will see that where it cuts there, can I just get my highlighter? Where it cuts there was the only solution. Okay, so it's not cutting there and it's going through the origin. And that's how you do the first example. A final note. Most of the videos on this channel feature examples from the Y equals mx+c to success mathematics books. Try your best to purchase your own hard copy from one of the following bookshops. This will enable you to highlight and make personal notes in your own textbook. And remember, the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. Best of luck.